Hi, I'm Michelle Scally-Doylney, representing the International Feng Shui Guild, IFSG, and I'm here today with Maureen Calamia, who is going to tell us about herself and her feng shui work.
Hi. So, yes, I am in St. James, New York. I'm on Long Island. It's about an hour outside of New York City. And I started my school called Luminous Spaces back in, I think it was 2014. So it's actually my 10th year.
Mm,
And I have done in person, but mostly online courses in my school.
fantastic. And what tradition or styles, tell us a little bit more about the types of feng shui and the programs that you teach.
Yeah, that's a really good question. A lot of people don't realize there's different styles. And I initially trained in BTB or Black Hat
Mhm.
here in New York. And after I got certified there, I'm one of those people who can't stop learning. And I was just really curious about the classical or more traditional approaches. So I got trained in that. And then when I started doing my consultations and actually more when I was asked to start a school at a local interior design school here on Long Island. I thought that BTB would be really the base for that school. So I've really focused my training on BTB, although I do kind of weave in a little bit of um, traditional base to it.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit about your school and the programs that you offer, how the methods or formats that you offer.
Sure. So I started off teaching a feng shui certification program, and that is um, self-study, and it really allows my students to go at their own pace, but yet there is a lot of interaction between me and my virtual assistant, who is fully trained in many schools of feng shui. So we work really well together. And so, I do Q&A sessions live every month, twice a month with my students, and not only the ones that are currently in the program taking it, but also ones that have gotten certified and they have a question or they have a consultation that they're really curious about how to handle. They come on and share it with the group, and we all get to kind of experience feng shui firsthand. So that, and then I offer to get certified 2 case studies, one residential and then one non-residential, to kind of get that experience of working with, say, maybe a business. And I work with my students, kind of mentoring them one-on-one with that process. So there's a lot of interaction with me, but I think they really do love it because they can kind of go at their own pace. So I have the feng shui, which I started in 2014, and then I think it was 2019. I really opened up my offerings by doing a course called Divining the Earth Feminine,
Mm,
and it's kind of a play on words because divining is dowsing, and the
mhm.
feminine, of course, is the earth, and it's nature, but it's also connecting with that intuition. So it's that divine feminine also really kind of sinking into that. And I'm actually offering another live, I teach that live, and I'm offering my next live program this September. And that is online, it's live online. And then a lot of other feng shui practitioners know me for biophilic design, which is very closely related to feng shui in that the goals are pretty much the same, helping people de-stress and have a greater feeling of well-being, and being able to kind of control their environments a little better by understanding how the energy is affecting them. But the difference with biophilic design is that it's evidence based. It has all this research behind it. So I have found that for me, I'm really interested in research and science. I mean, like I'm a big geek. And when I heard about biophilic design, I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to interweave that into my work. And I do find a lot of feng shui practitioners also feel that they want that, solid base of the research behind it. So I teach that. And also, I was really surprised to get a wide variety of people that are interested in biophilic design that have never taken any feng shui, like architects, interior designers, sustainability managers, artists, teachers, professors in colleges. It's really fascinating, the type and the really the broad range of people that have been interested in learning this practice.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
That's about it.
Yeah. Um, Other than all of these amazing programs you're doing, do you have a current passion project or anything additional that you're working on?
Well, don't we all?
Yeah.
um, I had mentioned that, well, my passion has always been about nature, and that's what attracted me to feng shui and things like biophilic design, which I forgot to mention, is about bringing the outdoors into our spaces. So, what I loved about feng shui was the five elements. And I really drilled down into the five elements, and so much so that I wrote a book called Creating Luminous Spaces based on the five elements and the personality traits, because we have all these elements within us, but there's usually one that's our primary motivator throughout our lives. And I realized that those elements are just such a wonderful way of helping people connect with nature, because we always hear, oh, nature connection, and we need to connect more to nature. Well, the five elements are a way to do that. I think a lot of people don't really understand how to do it. But, the five elements within us is like this golden thread to the outside world. And because we're part of nature, of course, the nature is within us, but it helps us in a way that I think is more understandable to connect to the natural world. So nature is always number one for me, and kind of spiritual growth. And I am now, I started a podcast back in April on Earth Day, interviewing people about their moving experiences in nature. And I think we all have those stories of magical, enchanted connection with nature. Either it's nature is helping us process a recent loss and some grief, or maybe even being in nature and getting this download of, oh my gosh, this is my life purpose or my path. Or even what I call supernatural experiences, which are just kind of those experiences that enlighten us to another level. So I wrote a book, which is coming out in December by Mango Publishing, called The Enchanted Earth. And this podcast is kind of the companion for that. So I interview in half-hour interviews people that are in my book, as well as others that, just synchronistically arise into my world. And I'm just, I'm loving it. It's just so much fun. And really, kind of one of the things that I've realized in this last 2 years, maybe longer, but I'm really feeling into it now, that especially during these really heavy, challenging times that we're going through, humanity is evolving. And I'm feeling that there's there's been a lot of heaviness. And the most important thing we can remember is to bring more lightness. And I like to say that we have to play more. We have to be more spontaneous, fun, playful, childlike, curious, I think is a real important word for me personally, is curiosity, allowing yourself to question things and like, oh, where does that path lead, metaphorically and literally? And I'm trying to bring that more and more into my work, be it my feng shui school, any of my other courses, especially the earth energy or divining the earth feminine course. Really important to bring lightness, levity, playfulness, imagination, and curiosity into that work of healing the earth, and flexibility and resilience, and all these really yummy words.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Maureen. Anything else? I think we've got you covered, from podcast, books, your feng shui school. If you like, perhaps we're ready for you to share your information with us.
Sure. And I just wanted to add that there was a good friend of mine, feng shui practitioner, Anne Bingley Gallops, and she used to do little talks with my feng shui students when I first started out. And there was a phrase that I think she got it from someone else, but I'll attribute it to her because I don't know where she got it from. She said, feng shui is a set of tools, not rules. And that has really stayed with me all these years, because I think a lot of people feel that it's really, I mean, there is structure, there has to be structure, but it can be very rigid sometimes. And we have to realize that we're talking about intuition here. Every experience, every situation is unique. So we have this kind of bag of tools that we can kind of pull out to help us look at the space. And it's also how we feel in the space. That is obviously the most important thing. So I just wanted to share that. And I'm a big proponent of that. Everything is about kind of being flexible and being able to adapt to a situation. So here is a little bit about my schools. I have those 3 courses, and I also offer different, I'm going to be starting a brand new online community in spirituality and journaling, and really kind of digging into the enchanted earth idea.
Wonderful. Thank you for being with us here today, Maureen.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It was a delight.